Good morning. My name is Lieutenant Commander Benjamin Maddox, and today I'll be discussing the Advanced Medical Simulation Training for the Expeditionary Resuscitative Surgical System, or ERSS, and the En Route Care System, or ERCS. This presentation will cover how the Navy is leveraging high-fidelity simulation to prepare our teams, ERSS and ERCS, for the complex challenges of prolonged field care or casualty care in extreme and austere environments. With the new identification of distributed maritime operations, we want to align the operational readiness evaluations that are performed out of the Development Command in San Antonio, Texas, with the objectives that are going to be demanded by this complex future battlefield. Next slide. So what is the ERSS, ERCS? So first let's define these teams. The ERSS provides damage control, resuscitation, and damage control surgery really far forward, almost to the point of injury. The whole concept of them and this team is to mimic a trauma team and have the ability to be light maneuverable and capable of providing damage control surgery and resuscitation way closer to the point of injury than being further back in the rear in like an expeditionary hospital or medical center that's a little bit more remote and would take a lot longer to get to in the distributed maritime operations theater. The en route care system is a critical piece in this patient movement theater as well, because the en route care system specializes in maintaining and stabilizing patients during transport. So if there's critical patients, they're going to need to be escorted with a team that is capable of supporting the criticality and the acuity of those patients. And so they form a very crucial bridge in casualty care. And the training and simulation has to ensure that this is a seamless integration in preparing both teams for the operational environment that we've been describing. Next slide. So team building, this is important because with the foundation of both of the ERSS and ERCS teams is all about teamwork. Most of the people in the team have specific jobs, like an anesthesiologist or a surgeon, but they also need to work on forcing functions outside of their scope in order to maintain continuity and patient administrative demands that are not otherwise provided by the organic team members. So these teams specialize in doing that under pressure, and not only do they emphasize their individual skills, but they also emphasize training in communication, role clarity, and this is done through intensive team building exercises kind of before we get into simulation in order to forge the units together as a strong bonded team who can perform well in chaos. And so just like a level 1 trauma system, those teams in a level 1 trauma system kind of work well together because they do it so much. These teams don't work together in the Navy typically, so we have to increase that demand in our training. Next slide. For tactical combat casualty care, this is just kind of like the bread and butter of patient movement and trauma care. So we want to make sure that the team is well versed in TCCC and the model that it makes. Not every ERSS and ERCS team is really going to be involved in Role 1 care, which is where TCCC is paramount. But every team member, regardless of their medical specialty, needs to be proficient in providing care under fire, moving casualties, and the hostile environment that is involved with TCCC. And so this ensures that the medical mission can continue even when the ERCS or ERSS faces potential threats. Next slide. So for simulation, the teams do undergo a couple of different simulators. We have a ship simulator to meet the requirement of our platforms on sea. We utilize our ship simulator to replicate tight quarters, constant motion, and the unique challenges of the maritime environment. It is difficult to replicate this verbatim, so there's no hydraulic system or anything like that. But the simulation that we have allows for us to immerse our teams in as hyper realistic as possible shipboard medical emergencies, and then prepare them to provide care. In transporting from ship to another vessel or from ship to shore, which is a really extreme capability, using our in-route care system and team. Next slide. So for our austere environments and extreme environment focus, the simulation needs to really be the central focus here, preparing teams for these environments. So this just goes beyond simple field medicine and simple damage control surgical concepts. We want to push teams to conduct damage control surgery, resuscitation, and prolonged casualty care in simulated scenarios that have high altitude, severe cold, extreme heat, and the team must be able to operate in settings where they might have to support soft operators, so complete darkness, potential for low noise pollution, and potentially performing under active threat conditions, all while managing power to their system, dwindling resources like medicine, oxygen, blood products, and then being resilient during environmental stressors in every aspect of the simulation. Next slide. We like to train a lot at night, so we do day evolutions and also nighttime evolutions, and this is really to simulate the aggressive pace of real world operations, high tempo operations, and building that tachypsyche profile during when teams are actually exercising their capabilities. So this is just to simulate maintenance of constant communication with the simulated combat commander, providing medical regulation and patient movement organization, and adapting their plans to certain situations that the simulation team might throw at them. Next slide. There's a massive casualty event that each of the teams go through. So this simulation is really a culmination of our training. The capstone of the MASCAL is designed to test every skill that the team has developed in their time at the training facility. They're going to be resource constrained. They're going to be operating in a shelter of opportunity, and they have to rely on their training in triage, critical thinking, and problem solving. So this scenario kind of tests their clinical judgment, resource management, tactical awareness, and adaptability to extreme pressures. Next slide. So as a kind of fidelity to training requirements, we want to ensure that we match the real world requirements with the team, right? So the people that we have kind of match top tier civilian trauma teams in the ERSS, and in the ERCS are also modeled after civilian medevac systems. And then we immerse the teams in high fidelity scenarios and try to match that fidelity to the training requirements in a lot of different aspects: casualty care, burn management, critical resource shortages, and then adding that extreme temperature setting really allows for the team to be immersed into a high fidelity environment. And so those are through environmental, psychological, and clinical stressors. And so for ORE success, the operational readiness evaluation given to the teams by Development Command, that sets the standard metrics for readiness and allows for the team to be fully certified, who will then be on deployment prepare to deploy status for a prolonged amount of time. And so the ORE really emphasizes the cross training, the autonomous decision making, and the insurance that the team can, or that the ERSS and ERCS teams can function independently when they're called to deploy. And so finally, in conclusion, the expanded training for the ERSS and ERCS teams is a direct response to the evolving demands of modern warfare and the modern battle space. By focusing on high fidelity simulation, extreme environment simulation, prolonged casualty care simulation, we are truly ensuring that our medical teams are prepared for any contingency. We will continue to refine our training in partnership with the Development Command, the Operational Readiness Evaluation, and work diligently to meet and exceed the standards for operational readiness for these teams in order for their safety and the safety of the patients that they take care of. Thank you, and have a great day.